Hello, my name is Cheryl Meyer, otherwise known as Cheryl M. Health Muse, and I'm also known as your friendly neighborhood health coach. And I want to welcome you to It Feels Good to Feel Good, Future Proof Your Health, which is going to be a weekly show on KGM that shares lifestyle changes that you can make yourself to support your health. Why do I want to share this information with you? 7 years ago, after being a business owner for 20 years, I woke up one morning in just horrific pain, where every bone and every joint in my body hurt. So I went to the doctor. She ran lots of tests, and I went again, and she ran some more, and then I went again, and she ran some more, and finally, she called me and announced she was going to give me steroids, but that there was absolutely nothing wrong with me, and I should seek therapy. I knew there was something wrong. I hurt. So she told me that I would be on steroids for the rest of my life, and I decided I was not going to live a life of pain and pills. Why would I take steroids if there was nothing wrong with me? So I dug in and started to research and turn my business over to my staff. I found a functional MD who confirmed that I had autoimmune disease. And by making a series of significant lifestyle changes that I could do for myself, and these are the things that I want to share with you, 5 years later, I have returned to relative health. The best part is that I am now 70 and I feel better than I did when I was 50. I no longer hurt, which is huge. I will always have autoimmune disease, but losing the pain has been amazing. So I went back to school at 67 and became a health coach because I want to share everything I learned with others. And then I wrote a book called It Feels Good to Feel Good, Learn to Eliminate Toxins, Reduce Inflammation, and Feel Great Again as the manual that I wish I'd had when I got sick. This book has now won 13 awards. So whether you want to future-proof your health and grow old with dignity and grace without dementia, chronic pain, and disease, or whether you already have a chronic condition like me, of autoimmune, cancer, or heart disease, and you want to learn about all the things you can do to improve your long-term health, or whether you want to improve the health of your families and raise healthy children, because 53% of our children have some kind of chronic condition today. I look forward to sharing all this information with you. It truly does feel good to feel good, so let's get started. I look forward to having you join me every week. Thank you so much. I'm going to be sharing the things that I did not know when I got sick, and hopefully this information will bring you a better tomorrow too. So thank you so much, and let's get started. Hello. Today we're going to talk about why food quality matters. And we're going to talk about the gift of color and what each color of your veggies and your fruits has to offer to your body. You'll hear me talking a lot about the fact that your body wants to heal, but you have to give it the right stuff so that it has the right tools to do that. So this is a beginning understanding of how that works and what the body does when you give it quality food to make you healthy and to keep you healthy. Even if you've gone into chronic disease, if you eat the right food, your body can utilize it to bring you at least back in the direction of real health. This was all things that I learned after I got autoimmune disease 7 years ago. So I'm really eager to share it because I think it's super important. We need a rainbow of nutrients and colors. In fact, the variety of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, phytochemicals in fruits and vegetables have enormous healing powers. I find nature so amazing that by eating the right things, you can actually put them into your body and your body will start to heal you right away. Many of our fruits and vegetables have their own distinctive colors. And the thing that's important that I want you to remember as we talk about all the different colors is you need them all. And you need them all as often as possible because they work together in synergy to create an atmosphere of wellness and health. Eating a diversity of colorful foods is an easy way to get a complete range of the vitamins and minerals that your body needs to thrive. So the advice is to eat the rainbow. And that's often used when you're talking to kids. But the reality is it's important for adults too. We all need a diversity of foods in our diet. The gut microbiome, which is where all health begins and ill health begins. You want to have the healthiest gut microbiome as possible. It's incredibly important to your overall health. And it's best to have a varied population of little guys in your gut so that they can go to work and bring you back to health. Consume a diet filled with assorted foods. Studies have shown that the types of food you consume have a very strong influence on the gut. And if you eat variety, there is a lower risk of allergy and food intolerance, or what I call sensitivities. When you eat the same food again and again and again, you actually risk developing a food intolerance or sensitivity or an allergy to that food. Researchers have determined that a decrease in food diversity at 6 to 12 months of age, in fact, has an association with long-term food sensitivities. So I'll give you an example from my life. When I got sick, I took an allergy test, and the only thing I was allergic to was the tape that held the allergy test on my back. But when I got to my functional doctor, she had me take a food sensitivity test. I have 16 food sensitivities, and one of the ones that surprised me the most was chicken. I ate so much chicken for years that I thought I was going to cluck, and it ends up because I wasn't eating diversity and I was eating so much chicken, I developed a severe food sensitivity to chicken. And here I am 7 years later, and I still cannot reintroduce it to my diet because I immediately get inflammation. I can gain 5 or 6 pounds overnight if I eat chicken. And that's a good example of where you're not eating diversity. Your body that's getting the same food over and over and over again begins to not recognize it as the food it is. You stop digesting it properly, and then when it starts to knock its way through your leaky gut, it starts to create illness. So why is it important to eat all the colors of the rainbow? Each one has a gift. Research shows that the different colors are actually good for different conditions in the human body. And then there are variations of the nutrients in each of the colors. This is something that most people are not aware of, and when I got sick, I had never heard of this concept. A typical diet provides more than 25,000 bioactive food components. Phytochemicals, also referred to as phytonutrients, are found in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, beans, herbs, spices, nuts, and seeds, and are classified according to their chemical properties and functional properties. Each color in fruits and vegetables is caused by a specific phytonutrient, and these are the natural chemicals that help the plants survive, whether it's from germs, bugs, the sun's harmful rays, or other threats, but they also are what, when we eat them, fuel our body with all the goodness that that plant has to offer. Each color indicates an abundance of a specific nutrient, and it's crucial that your diet includes a variety of multiple foods from each color group. And different foods in that color group have different gifts, so it's important that you have variety even within the color. It's important to eat the rainbow. 8 out of 10 people in the United States are falling short in virtually every single color category of phytonutrients. Based on this report, 69% of Americans are falling short of green nutrients. 78% of Americans are falling short of red nutrients. 86% of Americans are falling short of white phytonutrients. 88% of Americans are falling short of purple and blue phytonutrients. And 79% of Americans are falling short of yellow and orange phytonutrients. So remember, diversity is the key. Eating all of the colors of the rainbow will create a healthy gut. It gives you a varied population of healthy gut bacteria. Specific foods, not just diet, have a huge influence on your microbiome. Where your food is grown impacts the gifts that each food has to offer. And as you listen to me through these shows as the season continues, you're going to hear me say it's important to eat all the colors of the rainbow from a farm as close to you as possible so that it doesn't travel very far before it gets into your mouth, because that's when all the phytonutrients are at their greatest. And then you want to eat in season as much as possible for a couple of reasons. That's when their phytonutrients are at their highest, and that's also when the price of that food or vegetable is at its lowest. You may not always be able to do that, but we are so lucky here in California that if you can do this, it's really important. And one of the things I will talk about in a later show is getting to know your local farmers market, because that's a great way to get from farm to table. Farmers markets usually pick their food the night before or the morning of. So that's going right from the farm into your mouth and into your body. It lowers the risk of food allergy and sensitivities to eat all the colors. Variety is key because of the synergy between the different phytochemicals all working together. Variety in eating colors will lower inflammation. If any of you out there are struggling like I am with autoimmune disease or with cancer or with heart disease, I'm convinced that all of those diseases are caused by inflammation. Then eating all the colors of the rainbow is a great way to start taking care of your body and fortifying yourselves against the ailments that you're having. Eating all the colors of the rainbow neutralizes free radicals and lowers oxidative stress. And those are two things that are known to be very highly involved in cancer survivors. So you want to eat all the colors. The importance of whole food synergy. A rich and diverse diet of whole foods will offer you the best combination of micronutrients and phytochemicals. This is the best way to get your vitamins and your minerals and your phytochemicals. Without these nutrients, we will face poor health, disease, obesity, and more. And I know you've heard me say that 53% of our children have some kind of chronic ailment. Let's get kids to eat vegetables, because by doing that, we can start to help them with their chronic ailments so that they can grow up and thrive, which is what we really all want from our kids. You might still need to supplement to get all the minerals and vitamins, but food quality matters, and getting as many of these from your fruits and vegetables directly from the farm into your body and eating high quality real food will give your body most of the building blocks it needs to keep it functioning at an optimal level. Now, these are 9 ways to add diversity to your life. Replace your regular ingredients with a similar food in your favorite recipes. So if you've always made soup with broccoli, try making soup with cauliflower. Start replacing the key ingredient with something else that's not far from the family. And that will help you add diversity to your diet. Support your local farmers and get in-season produce delivered right to your door. We have a farm-to-table service that delivers right to the door of regular vegetables. I often buy from them. But there's also a brand new service that is little fruits and vegetables that have little hiccups in them, and they have little dents in them, or they're things that the grocery stores don't want because they're not perfect. And you want to be able to utilize those because they're a lot less expensive. By buying imperfect produce, which is the name of this company, you actually are saving food waste. So it's a win-win. You're getting the right nutrients into your body for a lower price, and you're stopping all the food waste that's going on. So the farms are thrilled to have an outlet for this produce, and so they sell it at a better price, and it gets delivered to you overnight. I love the fact that they deliver. Discover variations of old favorites and find new treasures. So always be looking out for something you've never tried before, and then buy it and figure out how to cook it. It's really not that hard. One of the things I had never eaten before when I got sick was okra. And I thought, okra. It's a kind of a slimy little vegetable, and I didn't know how to cook it, and I didn't know what to do with it. Well, I found a recipe for the yummiest okra you will ever eat, and we love it. We buy the okra, we slice it into thin rounds, we shake it in a bag with some melted ghee and some powdered garlic and powdered organic onion, and then we lay it out on cookie sheets. And we cook them until they get slightly crunchy. And I have to tell you, they are so delicious. We really get excited when we have okra in season that we can do this with. So don't be afraid to try vegetables that you've never eaten before, because they might just surprise you and be very delicious. Create a game with your friends to see who can try the most new types of fruits and vegetables in a month. And that way you'll be looking for new fruits and vegetables to see if you can win the contest. So that's kind of a fun way to get more variety into your diet. Classes would be a great way to learn how to prepare unfamiliar foods. Include one new food per week when you do your meal plan. And I want you to understand, I am a strong believer that health begins in the kitchen. And if you want to be healthy and you want your children to be healthy, you need to cook. So if you're going to cook, you're going to do a meal plan, and you're going to add one new food every week that's something you haven't tried before. Adds variety, makes what you're cooking more interesting, and it gives your body great nutrients. It's always easier to try new foods with friends. So why don't you think about having a supper club where it could either be potluck, or it could be when you cook the whole meal once a month and invite all your friends over. By having a supper club, you're not eating out, so you're not eating processed food and chemicals that are in restaurant food. And I don't care how healthy the restaurant is, you got to be careful what ingredients they're using. There's a couple very healthy organic restaurants in this area that are using canola oil. And they said to me, yeah, but it's organic canola oil. I don't care. Canola oil is not good for you. So by eating at home, you get to control what goes into your body, and that's important, and that's the beauty of cooking. So if you're having your friends over, you're still having the fun of the community and socializing with your friends, but you're not eating out. You're saving money, which you can use to spend on organic, and you're having fun by having a supper club that everyone looks forward to once a month. Make your plate as colorful as possible so that you have plenty of antioxidants to act in synergy. I'm actually going to do a whole show on where we eat in the Los Angeles area. We did a beach fair this weekend, and after it was over, we went to a restaurant in Venice, California called Plant and Wine. And I'm not vegan, but this is a vegan restaurant. And one of the things that I love about this restaurant is that they have the most colorful plates of any restaurant I have ever eaten in. Their food is a true delight. It's a feast for the eyes as well as a feast for the body. So know that if you're going to have company over, you want to give them as many colors as possible, because it fulfills our bodies and our souls because of all the color on our plate. And then learn about foods that you never knew existed. If I don't know how to cook a food, we're lucky. We live in the age of Google. I Google it and I start off with looking for paleo recipes that I can use to make that food. And you'll be surprised at what a wild range of recipes will come up, so that you don't even have to buy all the cookbooks. You can just research, find one that sounds like it's good, that has all the ingredients in it that you want to use, and then be brave. Go experiment in the kitchen and make this yummy new dish. So, color is important not only for your body, but also because it feeds the senses and creates joy. And think about when you are out in nature and all the gorgeous colors that exist there. So color is critical to our lives and it brings us pleasure. So start cooking with more color every week. We have physical and emotional responses to color. So serve food from all the color groups. It will enhance your eating experience. It will encourage your children to eat healthier variety. It will stimulate the brain and create both physical and emotional responses. On Pinterest, if you have a picky eater as a child, look for plates that are fun, made with vegetables. They make all kinds of faces. They make all kinds of things. They take celery and make animals out of it by filling it with hummus so that things stick in it. There's all kinds of fun things that you can do with food that are colorful, that will get your child to eat a variety of colors, and they're fun. So do things that are creative. Doesn't have to take that long, but get your child eating all the diversity that the world has to offer. Okay. So let's get into each of the colors and talk about what they do for us. And I want to start with red fruits and vegetables because they're loaded with goodness. Red foods are blood orange, cranberries, pink grapefruit, raspberries, strawberries, red pears, watermelon, red apples, beets, red bell peppers, rhubarb, prickly pear, red apples, red onion, red potatoes, radishes, red jalapeno peppers. Ooh, I'm not one who deals well with hot. Red cabbage and red chard. Getting your phytonutrients from whole foods is best. In fact, phytonutrients like lycopene, beta-carotene, in supplement form might actually increase the risk of cancer. Whereas when you're getting it directly from the plant, it does quite the opposite and it helps to heal you. So you want to decrease the risk of cancer by eating the real food. Red foods are connected with fortifying your immune system. When your immune system is working properly, it's your natural defense system. Red foods fight against the common cold and the flu. They bolster and protect your body from chronic illness and cancer. And for those of you who are well, who are saying, I don't need this information, yes you do. There's a study that went on by National Geographic called Blue Zone Study, and they found the 5 areas in the world where people live the longest and don't get dementia, and they live well into their hundreds. And then they found 7 things in common with those people. And they all eat real food, they all cook, they all make their plates in the kitchen and carry them to the table, they eat in community. All of this is important. So if you want to live to an old age without dementia and you want to feel good until the end and thrive, then this information is as important for you as it is for all of you out there like me who have chronic illness. And realize that it could take as long as 20 years for inflammation to build up in your body and toxic load of all the toxins from your life to topple over the top into disease. So the better you start now, the better off you have a chance to live old and thrive. Okay? So, red foods protect your body from chronic illness and cancer. Compounds in strawberries, cherries, and red berry fruits are important for cardiovascular health and for brain health. Tomatoes have lycopene, important for cardiovascular health and for cancer prevention. and they need to be organic tomatoes, because tomatoes are one of the fruits and vegetables that is often genetically modified, and you don't want the toxins that went into those in your body. There's a theory being studied that cholesterol is scurvy of the arteries, and to prevent cholesterol from sticking to your artery walls, you need vitamin C. Vitamin C is also important to resist infection, and it supports immune function. Berries have tons of vitamin C and E, so they are very healthy fruits to eat. Red foods will protect your eyes from macular degeneration. They'll protect you from strokes and cardiovascular disease. They will lower your blood pressure. Phytochemicals in some red foods will help prevent cancer, and they soak up damaging free radicals. Red foods will help you with memory function. They will create a healthy urinary tract. For any of you who have had a problem with cystitis like I have, you all know the magic of cranberries. Well, it's because there are phytochemicals in cranberries that are good for your urinary tract and that will wipe that infection back out. Red foods help people with arthritis, reduce joint pain, and they will improve your skin. Okay, so that's the red category. Pretty magical. For anybody out there looking for the magic pill, eating all the colors of the rainbow, that's where the magic is. So start doing that because your body will celebrate. Okay, let's move on to orange fruits and vegetables. Orange foods include apricots, oranges, and believe it or not, don't throw away the pith. It's very high in fiber, so it's very good for you. It's also got a lot of nutrients in the pith. You want cantaloupe, papaya, kumquat, mango, nectarines, carrots. I'm going to tell you a story about carrots in a minute. Carrots help prevent cancer. Orange bell pepper, pumpkin, sweet potatoes. The skin is loaded with vitamin C. Yams, persimmons, and peaches. Let me tell you my carrot story quick. When I first started researching to make myself well, since my conventional doctor told me there was nothing wrong with me, she wanted to give me steroids, but she wanted me to seek metal therapy, so I started researching on my own. I had a farmer tell me a story about orange carrots. Ended up it wasn't completely accurate, but it still is worth repeating. Back in the 30s, when Warner Brothers did a color cartoon with Bugs Bunny, he was on a train on his way to Cucamonga, and he was eating an orange carrot. At that point, most carrots were white. And so it started a whole rush to get orange carrots. The world went wild and they wanted orange carrots. In reality, carrots were all the colors of heirloom carrots that you can now sometimes find in the grocery store, which means they were white, they were orange, they were blue, purple. All those colors existed all the way back to the 1200s. And so he pointed this out that they engineered them so that more carrots were orange. And he compared that and said that's what genetically modified meant. Well, that's not what genetically modified means. Being engineered means that they just did the vegetables until more of them became orange. And now people are wanting the colored carrots, so now they're letting them grow in their natural colors. Being engineered has nothing to do with being genetically modified. Being engineered is something that can happen naturally within nature. Being genetically modified means they're actually either putting Bt toxin into that plant. If you remember from my thing about GMOs and conventional farming, Bt toxin makes the little bugs' bellies blow up. So you don't want that. Or genetically modified means they're spraying it with heavy amounts of glyphosate, which is Roundup, which is now losing all kinds of lawsuits, even though they're still spraying it on our crops and doing their thing with it, in spite of all the lawsuits. And there's 9,000 lawsuits pending against them. So you don't want that stuff. You want a regular old carrot, and being whatever color it is doesn't make the difference. Okay, let's talk about what orange foods do. They fortify your immune system. They reduce age-related macular degeneration. They reduce the risk of cancer and heart disease. They lower your LDL cholesterol. That's a biggie for me because I've had a problem with that. They prevent scurvy. Remember when all the boats were coming across the Atlantic Ocean? They kept oranges on the boats so that the sailors didn't get scurvy, and they prevent rickets. They eliminate constipation. They promote brain development in infants. They are a remedy for the common cold and for a cough, and they are a rich source of vitamin C. They lower your blood pressure. They promote collagen formation and healthy joints. They fight free harmful radicals. They encourage an alkaline balance in your body. Why is that important? People who believe that alkaline in the body is important believe it because cancer loves acid. So you want to stay as alkaline as possible so that the cancer can't grow. Improve your brain function. They work with magnesium and calcium so that you have healthy bones. They decrease muscle cramps. Turmeric, which is curcumin, actually lowers chronic pain and heals inflammation. I take curcumin for the pain of my inflammation with autoimmune disease. I don't take any over-the-counter medications at all anymore. Curcumin works like a charm for me. Curcumin is one of my magic pills. Encourage collagen production in protecting your joints. Orange foods have carotenoids, folate, potassium, and vitamin C. They protect your sexual organs if you're a male or a female. They help balance your hormones. We've talked about the fact that they're very high in vitamin C, but do you know about quercetin? Quercetin is a pill that I take for hay fever, and it works better than any pharmaceutical drug for hay fever. And it's a pill that's a gift that keeps on giving, because not only has it taken away all my hay fever, which has been horrendous some years, but it's good for my gut, it's good for my kidneys, it's good for my brain. So quercetin is a pill that gives gifts, and if you can get quercetin right from the plant, it's even better. Orange and yellow fruits and vegetables are rich in C, carotenoids, beta carotene, and they convert to vitamin A in the body, which promotes healthy vision and cell growth. And citrus fruits contain a unique phytonutrient called hesperidin, which helps to increase blood flow. This has very important health ramifications, so if you tend to get cold hands and feet, eating an orange a day could help you keep your hands and feet warm, and more importantly, consuming citrus can reduce your risk of stroke. And then the fruit out there that has the most of the benefits of these phytonutrients, believe it or not, is papaya. And you want to make sure it's not a genetically modified papaya. You want to make sure that it's a regularly grown papaya, but it has more of these chemicals bioavailable than tomato and carrot combined. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, we're on to yellow. Yellow foods include golden kiwi, pineapple, sweet corn, yellow apples, yellow beets, yellow figs, yellow pears, yellow peppers, lemon, garbanzo beans, yellow lentils, yellow potatoes, yellow summer squash, yellow tomatoes. If I said tomatoes last, it's yellow potatoes, yellow watermelon, yellow winter squash, yellow string beans, bananas, plantains, grapefruit, and ginger. And I didn't talk about this. I talked about one that was genetically modified. You want to stay in touch with what's on the Dirty Dozen. The list comes out every year. You can Google it and get the list of what the Dirty Dozen is, or you can go on my website and I have a free card that you can cut out and put in your purse. What is the Dirty Dozen? Those are the fruits and vegetables that have the most toxins on them. They've been sprayed the most with herbicides and pesticides, and they're loaded with them, and no, you cannot wash them off because many of the chemicals have actually grown right up into the plant. So stay cognizant of what your Dirty Dozen is, and that's where you spend your organic money. Then there's also a list on the same list called the Clean 15. Those are all the vegetables. You can knock yourself out. You can buy them organic, you can buy them regular. It doesn't matter. because they're pretty clean. So no matter what color I'm talking about, if it's on the Dirty Dozen list, you buy it organic, because you do not need a healthy dose of poison when you are eating your phytonutrients. You're eating them so that you can build a healthy body. You don't need the toxins in there because they will be counterintuitive. Okay, yellow fruits and veggies improve immune function. They're high in antioxidants, again, like vitamin C. They make your teeth healthy. That's a good thing. They heal cuts. They help you to absorb iron. They prevent inflammation. They improve your circulation. They have potassium in them. They lower cholesterol. They lower your blood pressure. They protect your skin from the sun and from pollution. Lemons act like an antacid and restore natural gastric function. What's interesting about lemons is they are acidic, but when they get into your gut, they turn alkaline. So there's all kinds of health benefits in lemons. Promote eye health, encourage an alkaline balance. They decrease the risk of some cancers. They promote collagen formation and healthy joints. They reduce the risk of heart disease, and they promote collagen production, protecting your joints. Okay, those are the yellow things. And then we go into green. Green fruits and vegetables are for your heart. So they're important, because the heart is obviously one of your most important organs. What are your green fruits and vegetables? Asparagus, artichokes, arugula, avocados, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, celery, coyote squash, Chinese cabbage, cucumbers, endive, fennel, green apples. Again, make sure they're organic, because you don't want the genetically modified ones. Green beans, green cabbage, green grapes. Buy your grapes organic. They're on the Dirty Dozen list, and they're loaded with pesticides and herbicides. Green onion, green pears, honeydew, leafy green vegetables. Some of the leafy greens are really loaded, so buy them organic if they're on the Dirty Dozen list. Spinach is high up on that list, and kale made the Dirty Dozen this year. Leeks, lettuce, limes, okra. Here's my okra. I want you to try that. Peas, snow peas, spinach, soy. Now, soy has to be organic only, even though it's not on the Dirty Dozen, because 95% of all soy is genetically modified. So it's got Bt toxin in it, which you don't want, because you don't want the good gut bacteria that you have to blow up, because you need them for your health. Sugar snap peas, watercress, and zucchini. Zucchini is also dirty, so buy it organic. Okay, what do green foods do for your heart? Green foods are associated with your heart and your lungs. And one of the reasons that they're so good is because they're loaded with vitamin K, which is important for blood clotting. They inhibit the hardening of the arteries. They are loaded with folate, which helps protect your heart and your arteries. They lower your LDL cholesterol. They reduce hypertension. They reduce the risk of stroke. They fight harmful free radicals. They reduce your cancer risk. They fight against cancer. And they're alkaline, so they normalize digestion and provide digestive enzymes. It's a miracle. Really, it is. What we get from nature is where the miracles are. It will help your body's natural detoxification. It will boost your immune system. They aid in tissue healing. And they are loaded with chlorophyll, fiber, lutein, calcium, folate, vitamin C, and beta-carotene. Green grapes are very high in magnesium. You need magnesium. It's responsible for 325 different enzyme reactions in your body. So if you're healthy, if you have cancer, if you have autoimmune disease, you need magnesium. It's important. Get your doctor to check it the next time you go. It's high in potassium. It lowers your hypertension, and it's loaded with antioxidants. So green vegetables protect your DNA from oxidative stress, and they support your retinal health and vision. Pretty amazing stuff. Now the next category is one that I didn't eat very much, and I still don't eat enough. You don't want to eat too much, but you do want to eat some, and that's your aquamarine foods, which are your foods from the sea, your sea vegetables. And that would be a good place to experiment and try something new. It's like what they wrap sushi in. That's nori, and that is a sea vegetable. It's loaded with iodine, which is why you don't want to overdo it, but you do want to get some into your diet. Sea vegetables give you all 56 minerals and elements that you need to survive. No other plant contains all 56. I think that's pretty amazing. I'm going to go through the sea vegetables pretty quickly. There's a series of them. Arme, nori. Nori is the covering for sushi. Kelp is an algae that's loaded with essential minerals, vitamins, and iodine, and high in folate, and all the other wonderful things that we need in our body. Sea lettuce kind of looks like our lettuce, but it has a stronger sea flavor, and it's also really good for you. But if you crumble it into small tender pieces used in your food preparations, it adds a lovely dose of vitamins and wholesomeness to your food. Hijiki is packed with calcium and protein. Dulce is soft and chewy and reddish brown. And chlorella, which is probably the one you're most familiar with other than the nori, the sushi wrapping, is anti-cancer, heavy metal and toxin removal, mineral rich, strengthens your liver function, removes poisons from your blood, and it's the highest known source of chlorophyll. Sea vegetables will reduce your risk of coronary heart disease and metabolic syndrome, which is related to diabetes. It will support your thyroid and balance your thyroid function. They will protect your hormones, your metabolism, your breathing, your heart rate, your nervous system, your weight, your body temperature, and your energy levels. They provide anti-aging benefits. I think that's pretty cool. They have cancer-fighting properties, and they will improve any mineral deficiencies in your body. They lower your cholesterol. They fight the effects of aging as well as chronic disease. Sea vegetables in the chakra represent truth, the throat. They improve your hair, skin, and nails. They have excellent detox properties, removing toxins, heavy metals, and radioactive elements from the body. I'm using one of them right now because I got molded in my office here in town, and so I'm using a drop that's loaded with sea vegetables to help my body get the mold out of my body. So it's taken me back a step with my health, but I have beat heavy toxic metals with using this, and I'm going to beat the mold the same way. It's rich in magnesium, and it will reduce blood pressure. So it's a pretty nifty thing. So try some sea vegetables. Don't overdo it, but do try some because it has all kinds of wonderful benefits for you. Next up are your blue and purple fruits and vegetables. So what are your blue and purple fruits and vegetables? This is a fun category because they're all yummy. Blackberries, elderberries. I follow a doctor called Dr. Tyrona Lodog. She's a functional MD, and she's also an herbalist. She learned all about plants from her grandmother because she's an American Indian. And she wrote that there's a recent study that elderberry with echinacea is more effective than Theraflu if you get sick. So elderberry is really important. So think of the properties in elderberry. I think that's pretty amazing. Blueberries, black currants, purple grapes, again, buy them organic. Raisins, organic. Figs, plums, prunes, purple asparagus, purple cabbage. I love purple cabbage salad. Eggplant, purple carrots, purple peppers, and purple potatoes. Boy, try saying that fast. I had a purple thing that I went to Purple Town. I'm going to get all tongue twisted over there. Okay, purple and blue fruits and vegetables have anti-inflammatory. They fight inflammation. They reduce inflammation. They're antiviral. They protect your immune system. They protect your cells from damage. They keep the gastrointestinal system healthy. They improve your memory, cognition, and logic. When you get to my age, you know how important that is. Some purple and blue foods have resveratrol, which protects against Alzheimer's disease. If I get what's called a flare, which anyone with autoimmune disease understands, it's when I suddenly get inflammation and I blow up, and sometimes it comes with pain. I add resveratrol to my curcumin, and that helps me reduce the flare more rapidly. So it's really kind of nifty that it can do that for me. It also protects against Alzheimer's disease, which is pretty amazing. Blue and purple vegetables are rich in antioxidants. They're rich in phytonutrients, reducing oxidative stress and chronic disease. They fight cancer. They reduce the risk of cancer. They slow the progression of cancer, and they slow tumor growth. They act as an anti-carcinogen in the digestive tract. They promote longevity. They keep your eyes healthy, especially the retina. They improve calcium and mineral absorption. They're a great source of quercetin. Remember that thing that I use that's good for my gut, it's good for my kidneys, it's good for my brain, and it lowers my histamine reactions, so it lowers my allergy. Some blue and purple foods are high in serotonin and dopamine, which are the feel-good chemicals. Now, they used to think that all of those chemicals were only made in the brain, and now they know that serotonin is mostly made in the gut. So believe it or not, even depression starts in the gut. So eating these foods are really important because they will give your gut happy things so that the serotonin goes into play. They're often very high in vitamin C, and purple potatoes are high in vitamin B6. They're anti-diabetes, they're anti-aging, and they promote youthful skin. And then we go to the gifts of white foods and brown foods. They're in the same category. This is where the mushrooms live, but there's lots of other things in the category as well. Cauliflower, garlic, onion, mushrooms, potatoes, parsnips, daikon radish, jicama, fennel, bananas, white nectarines, white peaches, white pears, ginger. Ginger's really good for you. Jerusalem artichokes. I love Jerusalem artichokes. I also make them similar to the way that I make okra. We cook them in the oven and we get them in slices and we get them crunchy. They're really yummy. Green onions, shallots, white cabbage, and Belgian endive. One of the things that's really interesting about a lot of these fruits and vegetables is a lot of them are called prebiotics, which means you need them to feed the probiotics in your gut. So who would have thought that you need to feed your probiotics? And the things on this list that feed them are the garlic and the onion and the jicama, the Jerusalem artichokes, the green onions, all of that stuff feeds your good gut bacteria, and you need a lot of great gut bacteria to keep you healthy. So that's one of the strong suits of white fruits and veggies. They also protect against cardiovascular disease, they reduce your cholesterol, they lower your blood pressure, they lower your risk of various heart ailments. They are powerful antioxidants, they reduce inflammation, they help resist bone loss. Anybody who's having an issue with that, up how many white fruits and vegetables you eat. They have garlic and onion has compounds that are important for the activity of enzymes that help you remove toxins from your body. And anybody who's got any kind of chronic illness, trust me, you got toxins in there. So you need to get rid of the toxins as a big giant step back towards health. They're important to remove toxic metals, pesticides, herbicides, unsafe additives from food products, and even improve emotionally toxic experience, relationships, and thoughts. I'm going to say this as a joke, but if you eat enough garlic, it'll take care of whatever that bad relationship is anyway, but it also mentally helps you deal with it. A toxin is any substance that can adversely affect the function of your cells in your body, causing fatigue, weight gain, skin problems, headaches, allergies, and depression. And garlics and onions really help with the enzymes that you get when you eat them to take care of all those things. They are all, the white foods and brown foods are a great source of dietary fiber. They reduce your triglycerides. You think triglycerides comes from fat? Nope. Triglycerides come from sugar. So if you want to start to reduce your triglycerides, cut your sugar way down or detox off of it altogether and start eating white and brown foods. They improve your immune function. They fight infection, germs, and parasites. Allicin in garlic is antibacterial and antiviral. They help you protect against cancer. They reduce the risk of colon, breast, and prostate cancer. Garlic and onion protects you from liver cancer. They balance your hormonal system, reducing the risk of hormone-related cancers. And beta-glucan in mushrooms supports your white blood cells. Now, I have a theory that if you don't want to get autoimmune disease and you don't want to get cancer and you want to protect yourself against heart disease, then eat like you have them now. Because once you have them, you're scared, so you're going to clean up how you eat. So if you don't want to go there in the first place, start eating like that now, because then you never will go there and your body will be happy and it will thrive. Just a list of the top antioxidant foods, and they come in all colors. Now these are foods we haven't talked about yet. Cloves, purple cabbage, curly kale, oregano. Oregano is also a natural antibiotic, so it's great. You might even try it if you need. Don't do anything your doctor doesn't suggest, but at one point I had a problem where I had a lot of bad gut bacteria, and I took oil of oregano to try to knock them out instead of antibiotics. Only do that if your doctor suggests you do that. Peppermint, allspice, cinnamon, cilantro. Cilantro is great for detoxing. It's also a big on quercetin, as well as iron, magnesium, and manganese. Blueberries. I did read a study that blueberries are actually better for you if they're organic and they've been frozen, and even if they have been wild, they're better yet if they're frozen, because something happens when you freeze the blueberry that breaks down the skin so that you really get a powerful shot of everything that's in the blueberry that you need. Dried apples, apricots, and plums have more antioxidants than fresh fruit. Don't eat too many because they're loaded with calories, but to have a little bit is a really good thing, and avoid any added sugar in them because sometimes dried fruit has a high sugar content. And dark chocolate, you want to eat 70 or higher, and I prefer to eat dark chocolate without soy lectin. There are some available. Start reading labels with everything you're going to put in your mouth, because you don't want the soy lectin. There's sunflower lectins, there's other kinds of lectins that you can have in your chocolate. Lily's makes vegan fair trade sugar-free dark chocolate. They use stevia that are remarkably delicious. Pecans are very high in antioxidants. Goji berries, which is a wonder food right now, and coffee. Now, a lot of people ask me, should I drink coffee or shouldn't I drink coffee? And this is what I figured out. Coffee has a lot of antioxidants, so it's not necessarily bad for you. But if you have any kind of issues with your adrenals or chronic fatigue, then I would stay away from coffee, because you already have enough stimulation and enough stress that your adrenal is having a hard time keeping up. If you aren't having problems with your adrenals, then drink organic coffee that's fair trade, because coffee is another one of those things that is unbelievably sprayed with crud. So you don't want the pesticides and the herbicides that they're spraying on the crop, so you want organic coffee, and it's really quite yummy. And you can get it as dark roast or as light a roast that you want. Coffee is actually the #1 source of antioxidants in the American diet by a large margin. So what are the big takeaways? Choose complexity. Each day, eat as many colors as possible. Move synergistically through the spectrum of health. The combinations of colors in your daily meals will be rewarded by good health. If you do this for as little as 2 weeks, and you tune in with your body, and you've been tuning in with your body, so you can actually feel the difference, your body will start to dance. It will rejoice that you're giving it all this wonderful stuff. So it's worth it, and you want to feel good, and this is the way to have that happen. My second recommendation is to eat half of your vegetables raw and half of your vegetables lightly cooked. By steaming vegetables for 2 to 3 minutes, many will release their gifts to a form more easily utilized by the body, and 3/4 of your daily food should be plants. So if you're going to eat meat, I don't care if you're vegan or if you're paleo, but if you're going to eat meat, unless you're an O blood type, you only want to eat as much as the palm of your hand of meat. And it needs to be pastured. He needs to eat his natural diet. He needs not to eat any of the chemicals that they're giving to the animals. So you need to have grass-fed, grass-finished beef. You need pastured pork. All lamb eat grass as their natural diet, so they're good. And if you're going to eat chicken, he needs to be free-run out there eating his natural diet as well. And then it's only as big as the palm of your hand. The rest of your plate should be vegetables, half cooked and half raw. If you're an O blood type, you need more meat. So it's perfectly okay for you to eat more meat because your body will thrive on it. Then there's all the spices. Add ginger when stir frying for its pain reducing qualities. Add rosemary or thyme to protect you from cancer. Add cinnamon to reduce your blood sugar. Add parsley, which is great for your eyesight. Avocado has excellent oils in it for the body, and it's a powerhouse for fiber and lycopene, which encourages your heart health. The key is to use them all and mix them together for optimal health. Eat foods that are high in quercetin, which are onions, berries, apples, and capers, and for their anti-inflammatory characteristics, healing the kidneys, the gut, the liver, and reducing allergies. Mix it up. Eat new foods all the time, and eat them often. Eat plants several times a day, and that includes breakfast. I did a hilarious podcast with somebody named Billionaire Brown, and I said, you should eat vegetables all 3 meals anyway. Vegetables for breakfast? I said, yeah, I really like to use spinach. It's one of my favorite things to eat for breakfast. Even poached eggs on spinach is yummy. And he kept going, spinach for breakfast? Trust me, your body will be happy if you start adding vegetables to as many meals as possible. You want to add berries, whether they're frozen or fresh, to your morning oatmeal, onion to your morning eggs, make colorful salads for lunch, use fruit for your mid-afternoon snack. Find as many ways as possible to incorporate multiple colors of fruits and vegetables into your daily food plan. Your body will be grateful for giving it the tools it needs to keep you healthy. So that's the show today. Thank you very much, and I hope you'll join me next week.